Welcome to 360 TV. I'm your host, Adonis Lockett, and of course, I got my trusty co-host, Mr. I'm wearing white pants because I'm interviewing for a dentist office, Darion Coleman.
What's up? So White Pants Thursday today. You can do white pants now.
Is that a thing?
It's socially acceptable now.
Yeah, I guess it is. And joining us tonight, Miss Benaisha Poole-Watson. She is the proprietor of the Bailey Watson Real Estate Group. She has over 120 agents that work directly for her, a true pioneer and pillar in the game. Welcome to 360 TV. Exactly. As I mentioned, Benaisha, first of all, thank you for joining us. Before you even came on the show, like, your name is making waves in the industry. So I'd like you to just tell us who you are, tell us about you, and because we're going to definitely jump into how you got to be like the rock star that everyone knows you to be.
Okay, so my name is Benaisha Watson, and I run a real estate company called the Bailey Watson Real Estate Group. We're based right here in Dallas, Texas, and I have over 120 agents that work directly for me. They're scattered all over the United States and all of the hot markets in the U.S. That includes Houston, Atlanta, Austin, L.A., San Francisco, Chicago, Charlotte, New York, New Jersey, Florida, all over the United States, Colorado. You name it, we're in those locations. 2020, we closed out the year with over 99 million in transactional sales. And that was closing. I do about 400 sales myself a year. And right now we have about $2.5 billion in commercial underwriting. So
Excuse
top 1%.
Wow.
Excuse and Pop's collar. Right. All right. So then, obviously, we're gonna jump into how you got into So let's tell us how long you've been in the business.
So I got my license in 2015, like the end of the year. The way I got into the business is I was actually working a full-time job, and from that job, I was chasing promotions and chasing what we normally do in our careers, trying to be the best that we can be. And
I don't know if I was doing that.
I was definitely doing that.
I was just more flying under the radar, just trying not to get caught.
I was definitely doing that, and I just decided to just ask God, is this the right journey for me, and was this really my purpose? And I started praying, and for 8 months, I prayed and asked God to lead and guide me. And he spoke to me just like we're talking now and said, get a real estate license. So I really feel connected to what I'm doing, my complete passion. I think that's why I'm able to prosper in my careers, because I was foundationally grounded in faith first. And then he led me to the bag. And I didn't even know that the bag was on the other side. I was just doing what my dad said to do.
Wow.
So
now we're talking about like a paper bag, a trash bag, like what type?
No, we talking about some paper.
Oh,
in a bag.
So
the shmoney, if you will.
We call it shmoney, a little bit of shmoney.
So,
a bit of skrilla.
So I think that's a perfect segue into our Whiskey Wisdom moment with Lauren. Let's check it out.
Hey everybody, it's Lauren here at this week's Whiskey Wisdom. I'm on location this week, so I'm not at the bar. Check me out, just picking up some tile here for one of my projects. And so I'm gonna make that this week's Whiskey Wisdom. It's always a good idea to place your orders online. Make sure you have vendor accounts set up with the different companies that you buy materials from frequently. They give you points, they save your orders. You don't have to track down receipts. If your contractor needs, another box or two of a tile selection, you don't have to look far to pick it up. Just go online, and in a few clicks, you just drive up, call them, give them your order number, and then they put it in the trunk. So great time saver. Like I said, great way to get points, great way to just keep track of your different projects and materials, because sometimes if you like what you put in one house, you may want to buy it again for another house, and sorting through emails and all that, it's troublesome. So that's my advice this week. No drinks, because I'm driving, but have fun, and see you guys soon. Bye.
As always, the lovely Lauren dropping us nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
However, I am on the fence on how much I agree with ordering online. Like, I am old soul at heart, and I'm like, especially for stuff like real estate or stuff that is going to be in a house. I can't trust online because them angles, they be suspect.
I'm a tangible shopper as well, so I have to touch, feel, see what I'm buying first,
Online or
So I think you should order online. I mean, it depends on what it is. Like if it's like a rug, I want to see that in person.
right.
If it's like a pair of jeans, I need to try it because I got,
We don't.
I can't just put my into a pair of jeans.
would
I
like
gotta
to
try
know.
it on. But it's like, if it's real estate, I'm okay with doing a virtual tour.
Now I will tell you though, Lauren has put me on the game. Like I would go out in the hall and hit the trenches, and so I would say 90% of the stuff that she put me onto that she orders online, I'm with it. I would say, what? So I do agree with her statement, with the exception of like certain things like rugs, like I wouldn't say light fixtures, but there are certain things that when you order it online and it comes in, it's not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Aside from that, like I would go out. I was a hardcore like Saturday shopper, and she put me in the
That's
game.
me,
Yeah.
Like you can get this twice as fast if you just order it online.
Like just plan in advance. Like I'm more of like an impromptu, like shit, I'm out, so I gotta go get it now.
That's me.
Yeah.
So all right, so Benaisha, give us the juice. So you've been a realtor since 2015.
Yes.
And you got your license while you were working full-time job.
Correct.
Well, so what was the full-time job? Give us your backstory leading up to you getting licensed.
Okay, yeah. So I was working for the government, basically pursuing my governmental career and stuff like that.
So
Keep going. Wait, you work for the government?
Yes.
Doing what?
Just doing stuff.
She was a fed.
in other words, she in her business. Secret Service.
Right. Look, someone is like, hey, look, Benaisha Watson on the watch list now.
I was
now.
typing up some paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah. Taking out a little trash.
Putting folks in jail.
She
Making
was
sure
finding
the
out
trash got
She was a
picked up.
female equalizer, you know what I'm saying? All right. So you're working for the government. The government was like, listen, we need you to go kill people, Jason Bourne style. You said, I'm not with it. I'm going to go get my realtor license. And then, so how does that turn into 6 years ago, you're what, top 1%, top 5%? Like where does that come from? How did you go from that to, top earner, top performer in 5-6 years?
So essentially, I just balanced work, home, and my next level, which was real estate.
Okay.
I gave 100%, just like I would give to anybody else if I have my husband or my family or my job. I just gave that same dedication to the next part, which was my investment was me.
Okay.
And so I felt like I should give myself the return, and I worked just as hard as I would for anybody else, and it just paid off. That was really the truth. I didn't sleep. I didn't really, have a life outside of work.
Okay.
And I shut off all that old stuff that was in the past and just looked forward and just kept going. And
Right. So no more Winter Soldier style killing people. Like
No.
now you just want to sell houses. You know what I'm saying? Keep it light. All right.
Yes.
So then I got to ask you then, with you focusing 100% on real estate, that means that something took a hit. Dating life, family life, social life, something took a hit. What took a hit?
So I'm not from Dallas.
Okay.
So the thing about that is that I really wasn't really dating.
Okay.
Anyway, I was just really here to do this job. I was only supposed to be here 12 months. I really didn't have any friends. I didn't know anybody. I'm not from Dallas. I'm from LA. And so I just came here with my head down and just did my job. So a year turned into 2.5 years. And by the time I got to the 2.5 mark, that's when I decided to convert into the real estate. That's when I was praying and all that stuff. And then once I got my license, everybody that I met was through business.
Okay.
So it was like organically just connecting with you if you say I know somebody, or through social media. And then it just grew from there.
Got it. So how much of a springboard was social media?
100%.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
All of my business comes from social media.
All of it.
All of it. And then from there, it's referrals
Yes.
from social media.
So-
So it's like a domino effect.
Okay, so first of all, that's a clear indication that you need to drop your social media.
Okay.
So how do people get in touch with you?
So you can get in touch with me by going to @Benaisha, B as in boy, ENAISHA __ Instagram.
Okay, cool. And so, Benaisha, what service does you and your team offer as a real estate agent? Are you on the residential side? Are you on the commercial side? Like, What all do you offer as far as for
so
what
we
you
do everything from the full spectrum. I turn down nothing but my callers. So I help Section 8. I help
It's old
leases.
school.
I
That's
help.
an old school statement.
Yeah, I
I
help.
had to run that. I was
Well, you too young to understand that. Like, turn down my caller.
Right. Google Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Nah, but I mean, I help people buy homes from the 100,000 all the way to the 10 million is my highest residential sale. My
I'm
highest
sorry. How much
10 million.
wow.
My highest commercial sale right now
in Dallas?
in Dallas. I'm working on is 19.5.
So for everyone who be hating, Dallas does have $10 million houses.
Oh,
Dallas
yeah.
has a lot of properties, a lot of high profile
Okay,
properties.
you were saying.
But I didn't turn down anything. I helped everybody. You know, people who are renters turn into buyers.
Right.
And they need help too. Like I can't just, sometimes you get a license and you think, okay, I want to get to the $600,000 house today.
Right.
But you have to, I graduated, so I started at 60. So I went
Okay.
from 60, 80, 100, 200, and it just went up from there.
Right, but so now I will tell you that a lot of realtors will challenge that the $60,000 buyers are more needy, more time consuming than the $600,000 or these $6 million buyers, and you get paid a fraction of what you would make dealing with the higher price borrowers. I mean, higher price buyers. So why make yourself available for such a small amount for people who are going to cannibalize your time?
So I think that contributes to why I'm in the top 1%. Because I don't look at
Touche.
people as, oh, you're this or you're that. I roll out the red carpet for everybody. And you'll be surprised who knows who. And today you're a $60,000 buyer, but you don't know who that person's going to refer you to. And I actually...
or who turns into who.
And who it turns into.
Yeah,
right.
right.
So I use what's called the Bullseye effect. And some people think the Bullseye effect means something. But to me, I take my client and I throw them out and they bring me 20 people.
Wow.
I don't need to go out and get 20 people. I take you and you will go bring me 20 people. So just imagine every 60,000 that you touch, every 100,000 that you touch, every $300,000 person that you touch, if they bring you 20 people.
As you say, that's a bag.
Yeah,
Or
so
with an S.
that's it. So if you're turning
That
down
was a
people,
hell of a gym. Like,
It
Yeah.
really is. It really
right.
is.
Nugget.
So now, do you ask them to do this, or they do it by default?
they do it by default. I never
You better not.
ask
I'd have
any,
been like, listen, bro. So now that we close, I'm gonna need like 20 of your homies, families, friends.
Text them right now.
Right.
Let me see your phone.
Show me the text.
Do it in my face.
CC me on that. No, actually, I just trust that. You know, I've had some challenging experiences, just different personalities. But in business, you should take a DISC test anyway. If you don't know what a DISC test is, DISC test.
I think you're the second person that's come on 360 to talk about.
You should
this.
take
The
that.
DISC assessment.
If you're
You know
in-
what's funny? Who took it? Someone that actually she does business with. The Dream Lux builder. Dream Lux
Oh,
builder.
really? Dream, yeah.
Dream came
That's
on.
who. That's who it was.
Dream
that was talking about
pushing.
it.
So
Yeah.
so for
He gave
those
me
who
a
don't
code,
know,
by the way.
Benaisha is pretty much like if you've done any kind of volume in Dallas, Benaisha has sold to you, them, sold to someone that you're lending from or buying from or something to that effect. Her team is part of a transaction 1 degree separated from pretty much any real estate that's happening in Dallas. So the Dream, and shout out the Dream. We appreciate you,
Oh,
good
yeah.
sir. But tell us why this assessment is important.
It's important because if you know the type of person that you're dealing with, it betters your follow through in the deal. So
Okay.
like if I'm dealing with you and I know that you're a happy-go-lucky person or you're a personality that just says, okay, like there's a personality called an S-type.
Right.
And an S-type will just, you know, if it's like a pepperoni pizza, they won't say that they don't like pepperoni. If you order, they'll just
Pick off the pepperoni.
pick off the pepper, or they'll just not say anything and eat it, and maybe they don't really want it.
Got it.
So in terms of looking at a house, they would do the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, in front of me they'll say I like it, but behind closed doors they're not happy.
Right.
And you have to know who you're dealing with in order to help your client get to their next step.
Right.
So it's really about helping another person, not about the bag anyway, because I'm helping you get to your next journey in your life. And one day you'll be able to look back and say, wow, or I'll be able to look back and say, wow, I helped another black person or another young person or another whatever get into a home that they probably may not have gotten into. So to me, it's about the experience and the journey. And
It
just,
really is.
Yeah, and helping the next person. So
I bought my first home in 2019. And
In the hood.
In the hood.
In the hood.
And my realtor, that's like my buddy for life.
Yeah. You become
she held
family.
Me down. Yeah.
you become
Yeah.
family because it's an
And I say her
education process.
business. That was before I knew
Look
y'all.
at the bullseye effect working. Come on. Come
Sorry,
on,
Lord.
bullseye.
That was-
Yeah, slight conflict of interest there. Slight
before I-
conflict. For
before
those
I
who don't
knew
know,
y'all.
Yeah.
Darion is aspiring real estate agent joining our brokerage yet business seems to get outsourced. Interesting.
You know, before.
Interesting. we would need to audit his referral sheet.
Yeah, right. So let me ask you this. In your opinion, like what is the state of the real estate market right now in Dallas?
In Dallas, we are in one of the hottest markets in 30 years.
Wow.
We did this back in 15,
I'm sorry,
16.
bold statement. We need some color to that.
Okay. So essentially, the interest rates are still fairly low. We're at about 3.5%. We hovered around 2% for almost a year.
Right.
That was 2020.
That was 2019, 2020, during the pandemic. And essentially, we have so many resources in Dallas that is keeping our market thriving. We have all kind of corporations that are moving here and still coming in. We have Google, we have Facebook, who's building a building. We have several Amazon buildings.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Facebook is in.
Well, that's what happens when you're not in the 1%. That's
You
why.
don't know. Yeah, that's
you wouldn't know.
exclusive.
You know what I mean? That's more like a
Exclusive
1%
knowledge.
thing.
Facebook
You know
is
what
in
I'm saying?
Fort Worth. And
That didn't make the shadometer?
Oh.
Oh, I got snubbed by the producer.
They're not ready today. They're not ready.
I got snubbed. I knew he was going to give me that
ready.
one.
In now.
Right.
I had to wait on it. Get my shit.
Right. So actually, the producer ends up throwing a shade.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah. So to our viewers, our faithful viewers, we have a new, I guess, engagement piece. It's called the Shadeometer. Now I know for those that have been watching faithfully, we throw a lot of shade at each other. So now you all get to track that shade with the Shadeometer. So hey, you know what? And we'll help you guys. Y'all want to join in on the shade tonight? Just hashtag Shady. We just
No,
direct
hashtag
it-
360 shade.
360 shade, but just direct that towards Adonis, not me. I know y'all love me, you know. Just towards that guy.
Again. My God. Look. All right. So you were saying Dallas is the hottest it's been in 30 years.
30.
Yes.
Um,
We have a bullet train coming from Houston to Dallas.
Is that real?
That's real.
heard
Yeah, I've been
about
hearing
that.
this bullet train
Yeah,
thing all
coming
over the
for-
country. Listen.
coming for the past 3 years.
It's approved and it's real.
Okay.
Wow.
And because of that, I mean, just face it. What other city has a train going between two cities?
LA and San Francisco.
They don't have a train. No, they don't.
I mean, the whole Elon Musk.
But it's not.
For-
But it's in Dallas. It's coming to Dallas.
Damn, well, that's
When
just shade
is
is
this
raining
bullet train
in.
supposed to get here?
I don't know.
And I'm asking for myself because I'm a Houston rat.
Yeah.
I love Houston, so I know I'm
You're a
here
Houston what?
A Houston rat
So you're a
in the
rat.
streets.
So you're a rat.
Oh, Lord, we got
I'm
to drink
just-
So you're a
that.
hood rat.
I'm a hood rat.
Street
I'm a
rat.
Houston hood rat.
Just a rat, like. Just,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be hearing that thing.
45 minutes between Houston and Dallas.
faithfully.
my gosh. See, y'all let them sell y'all wolf tickets. We're 10 years removed
I'm buying.
from the 45-minute magnetic
I'm buying.
Insta train. Like that's not happening
It's
anytime
coming.
soon.
Well,
It's coming.
whenever it gets here. I'll
Just
be
the
on.
thought of it will bring so many people in between
Just to
Texas
ride
and
it,
Houston.
yeah.
Just period, just to buy real estate because they know something like that is coming.
So now, but back to Dallas being the hot market. Would that have to do anything with, because obviously the big saying is that your money goes further in Texas than on any of the coastal states. Do you agree with that statement?
I agree.
Okay. So give me an example. You're from LA, so tell me the difference of what a $500,000 house in LA looks like versus a $500,000 house in suburban Dallas looks like.
I grew up in a $500,000 house. It was 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It was not even 1,000 square feet.
Clearly, you did it.
In the hood.
She
In
did
the
it.
hood.
Okay. Okay.
Now our hood is backyard. It has beautiful grass. It has, streets you can walk on. It's not the concrete jungle
Also
like
has
in
the
New
most
York.
dangerous gangs in the world, but
And it may not be any gang activity on your street, but you may have some surrounding gang activity. But
Oh, yeah.
that's still,
I mean, it's
Urban.
gang adjacent. Like
It's gang adjacent.
It's on the next block.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, it's
Yes.
gang adjacent.
yes.
Okay. So
People come and live there for a long time.
Uh-huh.
It's nice, but in Texas, for $500,000, you can have a 5,000 square foot house with a rooftop bar and lights all over it and a pool in the back. And
Yes.
For 500. Same 500.
Same 500.
Okay.
Well,
So-
it depends on what area. I think that's fair.
Right,
This
you
is
moved,
true.
you moved to downtown. That 500 get you 1,200 square feet. Right, zero lot line.
Right.
Like,
Highland Park said you can't even get in, baby.
like 500.
500.
Like,
You're over there.
No,
You should try Inwood.
Have you looked at Richardson?
Go to Inwood and Lemon, and then go
Singleville.
south. That's your area.
So listen, so any Highland Park officials, if you want to sponsor 360 and keep all of the $500,000 buyers out, holla at us.
Call us.
Feel free to post on here like 500K, not today, and we'll throw that up there. All right, all right. So then, how did Benaisha and the Bailey Watson Group in 6 years get 120 agents? Right? Because you
That's
keeping your
crazy.
head down. Like if I see someone keeping their head down, my first instinct is not to talk to them. So how does you keep your head down equate to you ultimately having 128 agents that work for you?
The head down was initial.
Okay.
So I didn't know anybody, so I wasn't really, I only knew the grocery store in my house and whatever.
I mean, you don't have to list it out. Right? We understand.
I'm just saying, that's all I knew.
I feel like you
that's
was about
head
to hit
down.
the list. Well, there is the
No,
gym.
no.
There's the grocery store.
Keisha did my braids.
You know, the hairdresser.
So I
You know, I had to find her. All right. So
So it was like, I just had the standard. And then after I started selling real estate, I had to obviously come out of my shell. So I post
okay,
on Facebook. I wasn't into Instagram.
okay.
And so through posting on Instagram, it started building up my following. And then from that point, it basically got people to notice me. So more people were saying, what are you doing?
Okay.
How are you doing these deals? So I just organically just start sharing information because I think the game is to be,
Told, not sold, not told.
some people say it's to be sold, but I think it's to be told. I don't really.
Come on.
Mm,
Okay.
So
You
that
know.
for those who you probably don't know, right? Tell
we
me the
go
reference
again.
to that. If you tell me the reference to that, drinks on me tonight. Tell me the reference. You can't do it.
Hey, viewers at home, help me out, cause I hey, somebody tell me.
So
He need a lifeline.
the game.
Call a friend.
That is the name of a No Limit artist album. The
Master
game-
P. Yes. Did I get it?
I feel like it's more C Murder, but I'll
Did
lean
I-
to the audience to help me out.
Did I get it? Y'all help me out. Come on. I will share these drinks with y'all, please.
So here's the question of the night. No Limit artist had an album labeled "The Game Is to Be Sold, Not Told." Was it Master P or was it C Murder? Audience, we need y'all to help us out.
Please.
All right, so you believe the game is to be told, not sold.
And so I just start giving free game.
Okay.
And then from the free game, people start following me. And then I just kept posting. And then I migrated over to Instagram and then continued to do the same thing. And then just built up an organic relationship with people. And then from there, it's like, okay, I want to do exactly what you're doing. How do I blah, blah, blah. And then they started joining my team.
So why would you give out information that's free when everyone else is making tens of thousands of dollars charging people for the same information you're giving out free?
I think that, everybody has their own lane.
Right.
And you can't come in my lane, I can't go in your lane. Your purpose is your purpose. It's going to always be that.
Right.
So I can't impede on anything that you guys are doing. So whether I tell you or not, it's your responsibility to take that and go in with your... And that's a part of the journey in life. I think that when we share information, it's about all of us
That-
helping each other, especially if we're like us. We need to help. And bring each
It's
other-
such a gem what you just said. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like, especially in this industry, people think that they are going to die if they tell
Share.
you something that's going to be to your advantage and they don't profit
Yeah.
off of it. Like, that's a concept that we preach on the show. If the money makes sense or the deal makes sense, go with it. It's okay. And it's okay to sell or tell somebody good information, because what's for me is for me.
That's right.
You can't take it away from me. You can't take it away from me. And I feel that if people truly understand that,
Yeah, we can get
we
further,
would be
right?
so much further along.
You know what I mean? But and that's a great point, because it's like there's enough to go around for everybody. Like
It really is.
So that also that is a perfect segue into why myRE360 is such a valuable tool that if you're not utilizing, you really need to utilize. myRE360 is giving away free education on every aspect of the business. Rentals, wholesaling, flipping. There are agents on there telling you how to flip from being an agent to an investor. Like myRE360, the education component of 360 is giving away free information from people like Benaisha, just like people that are rock stars in their space. So if you're interested in getting free information on how to get into or scale the real estate business, log on to www.myRE360.com, click on the Learn the Business tab, and just like that, you're learning how to invest in real estate from the best and brightest in your local market. So make sure, create an account. It's free for right now. Create your account and start learning the business, because there's no time to start like today. So, and with that said, I'm gonna segue into another thing. So, there's a lot of mention about like dealing with repeat business and kind of circle back buyers or borrowers. Do you invest in real estate yourself?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
You should see all the good deals.
I knew she was going to give us.
I started as an investor in real estate. I
So-
didn't just get into having a license. I was an investor buying and holding and flipping. My first property, I owned it when I was 19 years old.
Wow. So you ain't new to this.
No,
Not at all.
You
true.
true to it.
All right,
Okay.
so you
See
started
how
investing.
That was a good
You
one.
got that. You did?
Thank you.
I missed it.
I tried to
It's
work
okay.
in, good.
I really
No.
wanted to be part of it, but I
That's
missed
the
it.
next thing. It's like, oh.
I love that.
I'm trying.
All right, so are you still investing now?
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay. Tell us about projects that you do as an investor.
Okay, so after getting a license, I made so much money my first couple of years selling. I did $4.3 million the first year.
Your first year.
My first year.
I don't know if she's throwing shade or
No.
like. I feel like she's like,
She's
listen,
saying I came here to state facts, baby.
Seriously.
listen, she's like, well, you know, I balled out my first year.
I don't know what
I'm
you
like,
did,
okay.
but I just say what I did.
Excuse
The
me.
second year I did over $5 million. And so I
What?
took $1 million of my own money and started investing and buying the block.
I'm sorry, there's a gap. So, first year I made like 400 million. Next year I'm dropping $1 million out. So year 2 you had $1 million that you were putting into real estate.
2.5.
Whoa.
Stop being impressed. You're enabling her. You are enabling her. Listen, you gotta have a poker face. 2 million. Okay. Keep going.
Wow.
Listen, be impressed on the inside. No, I'm joking. So
Drop some on there.
very, very impressive, right? So what did you do? You closed deals as an agent and just stockpiled your money, and then
I
you
did.
walked into an investment with money.
Yeah,
to go.
because I was actually working my full-time job still. So
Okay.
that job was already paying me about $300,000 almost.
Okay.
You was Jason Bourne for real.
I mean, I made good
Each
money.
kill 50,000.
I made good money. So I ended up
She's
still
not gonna
working
tell
that.
us what she did. She's not gonna.
Well, that was in the past because I don't work there anymore. But
Okay.
so yeah, I took the $1 million and just started buying dirt and investing in buying the block. That was a big movement.
Okay. So, but you do invest now still.
I do, yes.
What
I
do you
build.
focus more now on? You said building?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
So I do land. So I took the $1 million and start buying land so I can develop it and then put custom homes over on the land.
A lot of the viewers will look at that and say, well, I don't have $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the person that wants to invest but has $15,000. They don't have $1 million.
Okay.
Talk to that person and tell them, how do they get into the game, stick with it, and ultimately grow and scale it?
So a person that has the credit and they have the capital, they can, real estate is free game. You don't need me to tell you that you can buy something. This is a free world, right? So you can essentially hire a real estate agent. They can help you buy dirt. And then from that point, it's not a secret.
Some good dirt.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a secret. There's dirt everywhere.
Right, but how does the person who only has $10,000 get started, whereas you had started with $1 million?
I don't know about $10,000. I don't know where that is. Maybe that's in Arkansas. I don't know where that is.
Now, hold on. I'm from
There is
Arkansas
a
now.
little shade there. A little shade there.
That's a little shade. But okay, shout out to people from Arkansas. No,
Thank you.
seriously.
Yeah.
As far as like minimum money, then you would need to have a loan. And I think that you can use.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
I was waiting on you to.
You can use.
I'm distracted. Like, our producer is just not landing the shadow meter. Like, oh my gosh, he is missing. You're missing multiple multiple instances. I want.
Less is more.
No, this is new. We want to wear this
Yeah,
out.
we want to wear it like the first episode. Let us live. But
Can I plug L&H Capital?
please.
Okay.
do.
So I would recommend that if you're interested in real estate and you want to build and you don't have experience, first of all, you need to find someone who you can use that has experience.
Right.
You cannot do this by yourself. Just because you buy dirt, you cannot just put a house on it. You have to have someone who knows what they're doing.
Right.
And then utilize lnhcapital.com, which is who I normally send my clients to. I send all my business to LNH Capital. So
And so just to piggyback off what you said, that's www.lnhcapital, Larry, Nancy, Henry, Capital.com. Click on Get Loan Terms, and just like that, you're in the game.
once you get approved, then obviously, based on the fact that that person has experience, you can get approved, and you can go from there.
Shameless plug.
Love it.
Have a mentor in this business, though. It's not easy.
Are you mentoring?
I was going to ask.
I do mentor.
Tell them how they contact
How do they-
you
yeah.
to be mentored.
And how do they qualify to be a
If
mentor?
you are a real estate agent and you're looking for mentorship, I mentor. I don't mentor investors. I would never sleep if I mentored investors, builders, developers. I would have to create a course, which I don't have at this point.
But 360 has a platform.
360 does have a
So
platform.
you said you was going to come and film for it?
And be an educator on 360.
Is that
I
what
would
you're saying?
definitely.
Boom,
I
what?
am
360
definitely
Nation, you heard it
yes.
live. We got a new educator. You know what? Our show has pumped out 2 educators already.
We got another one.
So let's go ahead and get her looped into.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I mentor real estate agents who are interested in understanding the business, and that's pretty much how I get a lot of my agents on the team.
Now, in fairness, I know we make jokes about it, but there are a ton of agents that come to 360 looking to get into the investment side of the business. And I think we all agree a real estate agent who deals with consumer buyers is not the same as a real estate agent that deals with investors.
That is correct. In my first year, the way I was able to sell 200 houses, that all of my clients were investors. I never did a finance
Wow.
deal.
Okay.
So, and I think I was able to speak the language to investors, so that's why I was able to capitalize on that, because I am an investor myself.
Got
So
it.
when I ran into them, they told their friends and their friends, and then all of a sudden I had a network of people who I still do business with to this day.
Wow. Wow.
So when you say speak the language, how did you learn? Was it books? Were you watching YouTube videos? What did you do?
I mean, I read books, but no, I'm a more hands-on person. So for me, because I know how to invest, I know how to use my capital, I know how to use my credit, I know how to leverage, I know how to close deals, just in general without having a license. So with that, through conversation with other people, it was like, okay, return on investment. When they hear that that, even that little small piece, how can I put money in your pocket?
Right.
Then they automatically want to do business with me.
Yeah. Right. So, okay.
Because most people are like, comps, huh? What? Oh, you want me to run numbers and you're not buying anything today? It's like, oh, most agents don't want to do that because they're too busy focused on how to get a sign in a yard, or what typical realtors think is, I help a buyer, they close a deal.
Right.
But sometimes it takes work. Sometimes you got to kiss babies and shake hands. Sometimes you got to go out at 9 o'clock at night and have dinner with these investors in their groups. Some people, they don't want to step outside of the box. So it's like.
So then I can't help but ask, how often do people connect with you using real estate as a ploy to try to date you?
Probably about 40%.
I got a deal.
48%.
I got it.
Well, I don't know what it is. I'll figure it out over dinner.
Oh, I'm selling everything I got.
Right.
All right.
42%.
So then with that said, how do you let someone down when you're like, hey, I thought this was going to be business, I'm not interested or interested in dating, or do you find yourself dating potential?
I will never date a client. My brand and my brand is more important than a date.
Sorry, fellas, we tried. Like,
I would never.
I was trying to get you there, but
Never cross that
Don't have a
line.
deal.
Never,
Okay.
ever, 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 ever will I cross that line.
Okay. So then, but what about? Are you able to convert people who may have a deal but also want to date you?
Absolutely, all the time. You know, when you lead with respect for yourself and then the numbers speak for itself, they can't help but either they want to do business or not. Like if you want to do shade meter stuff, then I'm the wrong person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you're not the person to use dangling a deal as a ploy to start dating. You're not that person.
No, all money is not good money. And it's okay if
Touche.
it doesn't work out. Yeah.
Correct.
Go
So
take that donkey stuff somewhere else.
don't reference us.
I'm just saying.
Don't reference us. Let us have our own thing. Right? Like, look, Darion has his part-time job at the dentist's office. We got our real estate thing, like,
Right.
let us have our own thing. And that's the only thing that makes sense for those pants. I'm sorry.
The dentist office.
What?
I don't understand the dentist
This
office
fine,
though.
this
Why?
fine, lady, man.
Like-
I've never seen white pants at the dentist.
I've never not seen white pants at the dentist's office. So, I don't know. So, all right. With that said, so what is next for you? Like, you're currently investing. Sounds like you're building.
Yes.
You have 128 agents. Is there like all right, I've made it, like milestone?
I think I've definitely made it.
Well,
I've definitely made a name for myself.
Well, slow down, bro. I'm
Let me
here.
correct you.
I'm here. Like,
I-
we're on cruise control right now.
I'm an implant into this town, like you are and you are. We're all implants here. And
Right.
for people to say my name in these streets and I'm not around, that means that you've made some kind of progress.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think that continuing to do what I'm doing, continuing to scale my business and my brand, I think that I'll probably end up consulting at some point. I've been approached by a couple of high-profile people to do consulting, but I didn't really fall in line with their programs.
Okay.
So I think I might. I envision myself being on a stage with Tony Robbins or something like that.
Come on.
Speaking about real estate, I've already been recognized by Forbes, which is major. I've crossed into Black Enterprise, which is humongous
Right.
for our
Yeah.
community. And I think that, if I continue to stay grounded and humble and all that, faithful and all that stuff, I think the doors will open up to places that I can't even imagine.
Wow. Come on.
I want
Yeah.
to make a correction. I can't see you on stage with Tony Robbins. I feel you will be your own headliner.
I'm
Wow.
okay
And
with
Tony
that.
Robbins
You better
will
receive
be
that
the
right now.
smaller name. And I'm putting that
Wow.
out there for you.
Thank you.
All right.
Amen to that.
Right. And the one thing that could help by you becoming an educator on 360 and putting all those gems on 360.
Yes.
360, let her know. Come on board. Tell her to join us. No, it's seriously, the fact that you've already put it out there, I'm a full believer that it's only a matter of time. It's not about
It really is.
if I'll do it. It's just when my time will be.
I received that.
And so I think that's what we all believe about our individual investment criteria. I think we all believe that 360 is going to be the next household name. Yes, I am
Seriously.
dropping 360.
Put it out
on
there,
that.
man.
And my RE360 is going to be the next big thing. So come on board or watch the boat go by.
Hey.
But I think, how long before you start looking into the consulting and moving away from transactions as an agent?
So I started looking into the consulting probably about a year ago.
Okay.
Nice.
But what would your consulting entail? Because people don't like paying for just I don't want to say that. People are very leery about paying for just basic information that's not inclusive of like hand holding and be part of my day to day.
I don't feel like I don't want to do coaching.
Okay.
I already mentor people. That's inspiration and empowerment for the people that I can touch.
Right.
Coaching is when you create a program and you charge. I don't care to charge people.
Right.
But what I do want to do is I want to share my story so that more people, and I think that's what the consulting will fall in more in line with, sharing my story, telling people where I came from, how I did it, South Central LA, gang infested, rape infested, drug infested, everything that you can think of that will bring you down,
Right.
from coming all the way up and inspiring another person to say, I use this to get to this step.
I love it. Speaking of, we have a question from Ms. Lisa Jeffrey. She says, what should investors know about working with an agent?
I think that what should investors know?
About working with an
I
agent?
think if you're an investor, you should really know that the person that you're working with has the ability to answer all the questions for you. So a lot of times realtors, let me just be 100,
Keep it
they don't
real.
own anything. There's a lot of real estate agents that live in apartments, not to knock them, but they've never owned property. So how can you tell me what it takes to own property if you don't own anything?
Touche.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to knock anybody, but I'm just saying know who you're dealing with, because there's other realtors who can take you to your next step.
There's a little shade in that. There was.
A little shade?
There's a little shade in that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Look,
sorry.
while she was saying, I was looking over like, is a shade of me to come in?
It wasn't super shady.
What would you say to, all right, I'm going to run a scenario, and I want you to tell me how you'd answer this scenario. I'm an investor. I've done 7 or 8 deals, and now I'm finding that the competition is tough, so I want to bring in an agent that can help me get deals.
Okay.
This agent is new to real estate investing as an agent.
Mm-hmm.
Would your advice be, hey, investor, coach the agent, kind of warm up to them, like, because they'll work for you? Or if you're trying to grow, find the seasoned person and let them get to it and circle back?
I don't have time to teach anybody anything. If I'm an investor, I'm looking for deals.
Right.
I don't have time to try to tell you how to find me a deal. Otherwise, I could get on Zillow myself or
Right.
look for deals, right? So I need somebody who knows what they're doing.
So Darion, you hear that?
I'm not training anybody
Hear
up.
that? Listen, when you get licensed, don't try to talk to people like her, because she gonna throw.
I'm gonna know what I'm doing. I'm getting the best education in the world right now.
And I got to be honest, too, I steal a lot of people's clients. I have stolen a lot of people. If you go back to my my Instagram page, probably like 19, 18, I used to make videos all the time, and I'd talk about how someone else dropped the ball, and I'd pick them up. So I'm like, if you guys are going to keep dropping it, I'll just keep picking it
I'll
up.
pick up your
Did you
bag.
steal clients, or were you just the better agent?
No, I wouldn't say I was a better agent, but when the opportunity presented itself, I was able to give the value that person needed. And then we just move forward, and that person, maybe they didn't call back or they didn't do their follow-up. It could be a number of things that people don't do. Sometimes we get so many clients that they just get into a rotation, and you forget. They get forgotten. And nobody wants to feel forgotten, especially when you're trying to do business with someone.
Right.
And I think that's a lot that contributed to why I was able to pick up other people's clients.
Got it.
Okay. So with that, taking other people's clients, somebody's gonna get mad and they feeling. So have you ever had to kind of boss up on another realtor?
Yes.
Oh.
What did that look
Oh. And that was the question.
like? Everyone's at the edge of the seat like,
Right.
All right. I had an agent who, I can't remember the whole story. It was a conflict. I don't know exactly what happened. We didn't jive, and it just didn't work out.
That's not
I
really
feel
a
like it's
story.
No,
much more to
seriously.
it.
There's a lot.
I don't
so
remember
much
the
more
whole
to
thing.
it.
I deal with
Like,
so many people. I just know that there was one agent. I don't even remember her name. It was so long ago.
Don't give her the
I would
spin.
never.
Said she
I would
irrelevant.
never.
Right. But
But
what,
I just knew it was a conflict, and I think I put an offer in. I tried to see the property for my client. There was a conflict on scheduling. Something about the offer not being shown to her true client. It was just some weird stuff going on. And then there was some communication on text, and it all fell out. I don't even know the girl's name. If
So-
I seen her, I probably gave her a hug or something. I had no idea she was the person that I had
Well,
conflict with.
Has anyone ever tried to downplay you as an investor?
No.
Oh.
So far, no.
Oh, okay. So you said people just don't try me like that.
If they do, it's not in front of me. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
story
Yeah.
of my life. They
They're
matter
trying
of
to
They
fact,
downplay you,
trying
Adonis.
you.
what?
Uh-oh.
So you want to tell? You
Go
want
ahead, you tell it.
So, Benaisha, being as affluent as she is in the space, we ended up crossing paths because I was doing a loan for someone that she was the agent for, and they referred her to me, and then same thing, like a different group referred her to me. So there was 2 different sources that said, hey, you probably should talk to L&H Capital, www.lnhcapital.com. Talk to L&H Capital because they're doing things. So connected with Benaisha. She's like, hey, I do big volume. I'm like, yeah. Everyone does. But then found out she actually does do big volume. And so she said, hey, I got these developers that are looking for, they need $500,000. So they may be looking for partners, they may be looking for a loan, but they just need $500K to move their project along. I said, great. So took us to the site. She took us to the site. I met the developer and I met his flunky. His flunky. And
Flunky.
I met them, walked me through the site. Now the funny thing is, I got wind of this guy and I spoken to the principal like 3 months prior, said, hey, listen, when you're ready to get to phase 4, give me a call. I can finance it. Because I had just nailed new construction financing. So I was killing it, putting it out there. I walk the site. We have the conversation. I leave. The flunky spends all week telling Benaisha, this guy does not look like the guy with money.
Oh.
Him? No.
Oh, wow.
Not him.
Oh,
He
wow.
must be going to talk to someone. He must be brokering. He must be talking to his boss. He can't be the guy with the money.
Ooh.
And the problem with that is he said that same thing to the principal. So a week later, I get on the phone with the principal saying, I got a solution. Here's how I'm going to get you to $500K. 3 minutes into the conversation, the guy just went off. Like, hey, man, listen, you said you can give me $500K. Write me a check. Where's my check in 48 hours? You don't even look like you got money. He just literally started screaming and arguing with himself while 3 of us are on the phone listening to him go to 0 to 10. He just literally went from 0 to 10 and then hung up.
And then hung up on us. And never called back.
Never. And his rationale.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Right. We're like, what happened?
And his rationale for doing that was for no more the reason than I don't look like the guy that has money.
Wow.
Right.
Shade.
To be fair, you are a little dusty right now.
Am I?
This shade.
I-
Hey, my boss clean today, man.
I thought I was like the little
I don't even know what
sweater.
that means.
Yes, you do.
You know what? Someone else needs to control the shade meter because there's a lot of
Lauren.
there's
Let
a lot
Lauren
of
do it.
No, because like her
Lord, with you worse.
and the producers got something out for me. They just mad because we were late for the show today, and there's a lot of skewed.
Hey, let me tell you something. Next time Lauren Lockett comes on this show, we're going to have to put jungle forest on the shade meter because they're not ready.
Let me tell you, just so you know, our first guest, she was the reason why we even conceptualized a shade meter. Episode 1, she spent the whole show throwing shade.
Oh, really? Who was she throwing shade on?
Everybody.
Oh,
Maybe.
boy.
Hey, we'll do this. If myRE360 can get 100 shares on Facebook, we will release the pilot episode so y'all can witness.
The extensive.
Cause woo!
I need to go find this episode.
And the
Oh,
thing
we
is-
locked it up. You won't find it.
Oh, my
We have to lock that
gosh.
thing up.
It's out there. To be fair, Lauren was perfect. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So speaking of which, I think this is the perfect time to segue into like when you're talking about shady stuff. Do we need to segue into?
Yes.
Is it that time?
It's that time. You was right on cue. But before we do that, I want to do my famous, tell the people how they can contact you.
You can contact me on Instagram at Benaisha, B as in boy, ENAIS as in Sam, HA __.
2 underscores.
Two underscores.
1 underscore, it takes you to some Benaisha in like
That's the fake
Kentucky, and you don't want to connect with
She
her.
can't do nothing for you.
Yeah, right. All right.
You?
So
Yeah.
we were talking about all the shade that the producers are throwing because I'm spitting hot fire. I start 5 minutes late and he's all in his feelings apparently. But you ever been kind of perusing the internet and you're seeing some silly shit online about like stuff builders or investors are doing, and you can't help but ask wait, what's happening? We found some of those builders and investors, and now we're going to get right into the 360 segment of whose man's is this?
Why?
Is that a bathtub next to the stove?
Is this
It
real?
look like this is very
Is this
very
on the
real.
MLS?
I didn't find it on the MLS, but this is an actual constructed
So
project.
that's a microwave,
That's a microwave.
No, that's a microwave oven, first of all.
A mini fridge
a mini
and
fridge.
a mini sink.
Somebody was getting it in the tub.
So- the
They,
tub.
and they do that frequently because they need a whole setup. They want to be able to reach out the tub, get their hot pocket and their piece of
I
roast.
feel like if I'm in my bedroom, I don't want to. Okay, I
Because
couldn't.
you can see that that's their bedroom.
Yeah, so I
this
didn't-
was done on purpose.
I couldn't put this in my bedroom, so it's just like, okay, babe, can you go get me a drink?
Yeah, I just go right to the tub. Were you ready for the water? They turn it on too.
Listen, Mr. Darion, there's no room for a tub. I'm getting a tub. I am getting
Hey,
a tub.
And they said, and while you at it, give me a little space for a little bit of TV so I can look up.
Is that a TV
That
up
is
there?
a little baby TV. That's a 6-inch TV.
This is a kitchen and a bathroom.
That's a convection oven.
No, at the top.
Oh,
There's a
shit,
TV.
it is. But yeah, so
From that distance,
you didn't see it either, right?
they really think they doing some. Yeah, I got a TV, on my tub, and I reach out and I warm up food.
To the bougie housewife that is going to get her damn jacuzzi tub one way or
Next to
the other.
microwave.
To the boyfriend who just couldn't say no because the cheeks were that popping. All we need to know is, whose man's is this?
Wait a minute, what is this?
Somebody that missed
Oh,
the
look
mark.
at the door.
It's somebody that missed the entire mark.
What?
And they saw what they were doing, and they just didn't care. This is somebody said, I'm sick of this. I can't do this no more. I'm tired.
Hey, Darion. Yeah, Darion. Hey, listen. Our architect firm takes monies in advance. The investors check bounce. We'll show him. We'll show him.
Yeah, you
All
don't
right.
want to pay?
All right. Cool.
I'm really concerned about this picture.
Listen, don't put a lien on the house. Huh. We'll swap out the plans to the GC.
You sailed this.
So do you go through the window or come out of the window?
Sure.
You know what? This is look.
It's options.
Well, my evening job is a cat burglar, so I gotta stay on my toes. I gotta stay on my toes. You know what I mean?
And they say if you want to use the front door, you jump.
That's it.
So I don't know.
Does CrossFit.
Is this the back? Is this the
Boom.
back?
This is the front.
Nah, this is a sidewalk right onto the
Oh
main
my
This is
street.
the front.
God. Terrible.
I don't know. I kind of like it. It keeps them guessing. You know what I mean? Bill collectors come. It's like, listen, talk to me through the window, sir.
I can say that is one of these houses. You drive them, you just say, you know what? You
good.
ain't got to pay. You got enough going on.
So to the tenant who keeps his cat burglar skills popping by going out the window every time he enters and
Every day.
vacates the premises. To the bill collector who says, you know what, screw it, because you got enough shit going on. All I need to know is, whose man's is this?
Wait a minute. What is this? A door cut in half.
Make sure.
Listen, I'm tired of you damn kids running in and out of my living room. I'll show you.
I'll fix this today.
So is that for a kid or is that for a dog?
Or is
Really? It might be for adults. Sometimes you just don't want to be bothered.
Look, Nana. They said they could not block off the living room. All right, goddamn it, I'll show you.
I'll show you.
This
Like
is
y'all.
terrible.
It really is. Somebody really took a door and cut it in half.
See, but no, this is what happens when you got too much time on your hands. Like, that's just a baby gate. You know what I mean?
Somebody had a bright idea.
This is what happens. MacGyver gets off a TV, he's bored. He's on his social media like
He said, I
killing
can
them.
do it.
Killing them.
He said, I got this.
Oh.
He told his wife, I know what to do.
The do-it-yourselfer, like,
Then you get the security camera.
right. And listen, I didn't
I didn't
peep that. Look,
The security
who's been in my
Nobody
room?
wants
Who's
this.
been in my room? You know.
They got a security
Yo.
camera.
Nobody
and it
wants
looked
to
like
go
it's
in there.
pointed at the gate too. Like, well, I'm gonna see.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna see who tried to
God.
hop.
To the
hop
grumpy
fence.
old man who's going to make sure no one comes in my goddamn room. To MacGyver who's retired but will not be bested by time because I need to know everyone, my skills are still popping and I can make a makeshift door out of anything. All I need to know is whose man's is this?
Oh, I love it.
And then they had the nerve to put like the molding
Look,
across
look,
it.
I can see it. He was
Nice.
like, nah, it's missing something.
This is fully intentional,
You know, the homie came
is.
through like, bro, trim it out.
premeditated.
Trim it out. Clutch.
Make it look nice.
Clutch. Oh, I love it. So, Benaisha,
Yeah.
how do agents get 128 people working for them?
I think that an agent who gets 100 people plus to follow them is showing and proving exactly what they're doing and showing that it works.
I love it. Hashtag be like Benaisha. She
Oh,
worked hard.
listen. Every
She's
time you
walking
post
proof.
that, hashtag be like Benaisha, you should at 360.
No, I don't want to post that.
Like, we're going to call that. We're going to make that a thing.
Yeah, be like Benaisha.
Oh,
Right.
But
But
that's a
Cute.
good one. That's
it
a good
is.
one.
That's sweet.
just make sure you're at 360 because we need that plug.
We-
Like,
we
we're
need
still
it.
early in the
I'll
game.
add that.
We need it.
we still early in the game. We, you know.
Yeah.
So, Benaisha, it has been a true pleasure. Are those red bottoms?
They are.
Oh, yeah.
She had to.
You
I
ain't
feel like-
noticed when she been answering questions? Yeah, so my first year, I said 4.5 million.
million, bro.
Million dollars.
It was like she kept throwing my like, why your feet next to my face? I was like, look, she did it a couple times. Like, move your foot. I didn't realize what was happening. She was like, so, bro, so you were saying, what were we saying about be like Benaisha?
Be like Benaisha.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Step in a pile of money and your shoes turn red on the bottom.
Guys.
Right. Benaisha, I got to tell you, it has been a pleasure to have you on, dropping the nuggets,
Oh, yeah.
throwing the shade, not getting the shade when it was properly thrown to you because our producers are hating, both of them. Thank you. See? Thank you, guys. That's all I wanted. Just one time. Tell us again, Benaisha, how do we get in touch with you?
You can always get in touch with me on Instagram, B as in boy, ENAI, S as in Sam, HA __.
Oh, and do you have a website?
I do have a website.
What
It's
is
called
it?
the Bailey Watson. Is it? No, it's
I
just
said, I wouldn't know.
It's BaileyWatsonGroup.com.
Okay.
That's the
Sounds
website.
suspect. She don't even know. She was like, what is it?
BaileyWatsonGroup.com.
She looked it up like,
Just Google it. just Google it.
let me find out this is all a front.
It's BaileyWatsonGroup.com.
All right. So you no longer kill people. You help people get into houses and teach agents how to grow, work with investors, and the whole nine. Benaisha, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Like,
Absolutely.
so many gems dropped. I want to make sure everyone follow Benaisha. She is a rock star doing big things, recognized by Forbes, Black Enterprise, one of the biggest household names in the state of Texas, common household name in the country, rock star amongst no one else, Miss Benaisha Poole-Watson.
Yes.
All right. And of course, I've been your host, Adonis Lockett.
Wait, before you go, I just want to say, you were talking about shade. If I really wanted to show shade, I'd just do this. Never mind.
Wait, I don't get it.
I missed it.
missed it too.
Wait, did he?
Program screen.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's just darkness.
I do have a shameless plug.
Go for it.
I was in the Air Force. I spent 9 years in the military, and I do love my veterans. And so if anyone knows a veteran that's need any assistance in the United States, message me, please.
Okay.
House-wise.
Okay,
And
I
have
was about to say, what kind of
a
assistance?
team member
Right.
from the Bailey Watson Group represent them for any of the housing needs.
Absolutely.
And any of these investors, they can always reach out to www.lnhcapital.com for your hard money needs. Benaisha, again, it's been a pleasure. And finally, I've been your host, rock star amongst rock stars, as I typically am. My trusty co-host, Mr. about to get laid off from the doctor's office because his white pants has a crease for some strange reason.
Clean.
Darion
Fresh dry
Coleman.
clean. Shout out to my dry cleaners.
Wait. Why do you have a crease in your pants, though?
I am an old soul, man. It's linen pants. You gotta do that, bro.
Those are linen? I thought those
Yes.
were jeans.
They look nice.
See, she knows quality.
Women like this kind of stuff.
Ooh.
The crease
Don't worry about
pants?
it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
No, in fairness, no.
Don't worry about
Let me
it.
tell you, in fairness, I took my almost white pants to the cleaners and they had a crease, and the wife was like, "No, put them back."
Well, that's
you
what they
get
call
your
the cleaners.
So when you get it tailored, because shout out to my tailor. Oh, I got an appointment with him tomorrow. When you get your stuff tailored, you can do this because it look nice on
Come
you.
on.
You know?
Darion's Taylor, if you want to sponsor 360, feel
He
free to reach
actually
out.
might. Yeah.
Excuse me, let me finish my plug. Darion's Taylor, if you want to sponsor, be a sponsor on 360, feel free to reach out to us. Support at myRE360.com. We'll talk rates and how many times your Taylor-ish company will pop up on the screen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So anyone else, Darion's barber, for some reason, he stay plugging
He
you.
is the plug. Now, they can go, but I won't be able to be taking my spots. I have a standing appointment.
Thank you all. We'll see you next time.